Namaste, Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namo Namaha, Jai Ganesha. Please visit our website at classicalyoga.org. And there is a donate button if you would like to help us out. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe, Sukhandim Pushti Vardhanam, Urvarukamiva Bandhanam, Mrutyo Mukshiyamamritat. The many faces, the many forms of the three-eyed one, of MahaDev, Siva, Shiva, Pasupati, Rudra. If we go back to the Indus River Valley, or the Valley of the Hindus, who created, obviously, the Sanskrit language, and all these subsequent terms and concepts. Prior to the written language, we see images of a deity sitting in what's classically known as Padmasana or Sukhasana in Hatha Yoga, one of the classic yogas of the Hindu Dharma, and with horns on his head. Pasupati, the deity of the creatures, associated with the present day Siva, Shiva, and the bull, and various images perhaps of Shiva lingams, a dancing girl, MahaDev Siva, the fire itself, Rudra, Agnimile, the first word of the Rig Veda, praising the fire, Indra, the chief of the Devatas. And there are some scholars who actually associate Indra and Shiva. The two major cities of this ancient civilization, Mohenjo-daro, the city of Indra, and Harappa, or Father Appa, Shiva, Hara. Hara, Chandra, destruction, the moon, always associated with MahaDev Shiva. And Hari, obviously, associated with the Surya, with Vishnu. So hence in the Rig Veda we have a chapter for Surya, for Agni, for Indra, for Soma. Hindus always remember Harihara, Ekarupa Gunashila, seeing both the sun and the moon, Vishnu and Shiva, as necessary components of a unified outer and inner experience. The unmistakable images of Shiva. Nagdevata is his friend, the divine Shakti, the divine energies of life, Nagdevata. The Trishul, reminding us to destroy Lobha Krodha Kama, Anava Karma Maya. The Tripundra, the three horizontal stripes of Vibhuti, the holy ash that the Saiva Hindus wear, reminding us again to burn up greed, anger, lust, Lobha, Krodha, Kama, which opens up the third eye point, the Bindi, the Bindu. And MahaDev Shiva wears the Rudraksha, the tears of Shiva. Tears of joy and tears of sadness for those who are stuck in Maya. And in his Jata, we see Gangama, as he captured this heavenly stream and reminding us that we all have this heavenly stream inside of us, the Kundalini, which is the awakening of the inner forces that is the result of living the Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle. And Shiva's constant companion, Nandikeshvara, the bull of Dharma. And those of you who have been to Tanjore, for example, famous, huge, ancient mandir to Shiva in Tamil Nadu, and among other places, we see Nandi there that has his eyes always fixed on Shiva. The lesson for all of us is to be so focused on the Dharma, so focused on the inner reality of who we are as the Atmana, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. We are this soul of knowledge and bliss, Tattvamasi, that thou art. MahaDev shows us in his many faces, his many forms, this is the goal of life for all Hindus, is to realize the Atmana. Atma Darshana Paramo Dharma. Sahasras Atman. Vidmahitva Sahasras Atman. Give us this knowledge of the Atmana, Rigveda. In later Hindu Dharma, we find the Trimurti of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, which is simply symbolically understanding that there is creation and preservation and destruction, respectively. However, just as a Vaishnava would also see Vishnu as all three of these, Saivas see MahaDev Siva as all three of these, both creator, preserver, and destroyer. Again, symbolically representing this is life itself. We need all three. And an extremely important part of the understanding of the Hindu yoga dharma, and especially in Saiva Hinduism, at our festival of Sivalaya Deepam, Kartik Deepam, we all know the story of Siva appearing out of the pillar of fire to chastise Brahma, who thought he was the creator. Remember, Hindus, we do not believe in God, which is Christian. We do not believe in a one male or female creator being. Never forgetting that the essence of the Hindu yoga dharma, and remember there are many synonyms, Rita, Dharma, Vedic, Dharma, Yoga, Dharma, Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, Brahmanism, the Hindu religion, Sabeka, Sarva Ekam. The name we are most known by are Indo-Hindus. And again, it makes no difference whether we put the H there or not. It's the original homeland, an original homeland. And it's a beautiful word, Indo-Hindu, Chandra, Sarid, Bindu Soma, moon, river, drop the bindi, the nectar of immortality, Soma. And in this definition, we also see Shiva Chandra, Sarid, the Mataji's, Gangama. The bindu is the red dot, Surya, Vishnu. And Soma is the nectar of bliss of the Atmana. So we are Indo-Hindus, and our goal is Atma Darshana Paramo Dharma. And we achieve this goal, this ongoing goal, by living the Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, philosophical, scientific lifestyle. Remembering that the Sanskrit and Tamil word yoga, yogam, means yuj atman brahman cha, to yoke to our atmana, our individual soul, jivatma, and then be absorbed in a greater source of this Satchit Ananda, this love, light, and energy, this Jyoti Shakti Ananda Shanti, which we call Brahman, the neuter term for the greater forces. So remember that God is a completely different understanding within the monotheistic religions of a personal deity that created all things, which to date no one's ever proved that such a being exists. Now in the Hindu Yoga Dharma, we have our personal deities, our Ishta Devatas. And these are deep intrinsic experiences within the Hindu. No one can give us this or take it away from us. This is our own inner experience with the divine. And a wonderful way to look at the many, many devatas of Hinduism. And we can review our podcast on the 33 million gods of Hinduism, which is a total misnomer. If truly this divinity flows through all things, it flows through all things. Innumerable expressions of this Satchit Ananda, this love, light, and energy, this Jyoti Shakti Ananda Shanti, the very science of life. So we look at our deity forms as wonderful symbolism to help us get through this life. And this is what we do as humans. We label everything. We tell stories. We're storytellers. Symbolism is a part of life. No symbolism, no life, really. We're in this world of Nam and Rup, name and form. So our deities are tremendous symbolic understandings. A picture's worth 1,000 words of how to get through this life, these many lifetimes, samsara. And then obviously, as an individual Hindu, we may or may not have an intimate inner connection, which is our inner connection, our personal connection to one or more of these Hindu deities, Ishta Devata, Samprayogaha. That's the purpose of Svadhyaya, our self-introspection, our self-study. So let's look at the many names and forms of MahaDev Siva, Shiva. Teri Namaneko Baba, Teri Mahimanyari. Your names are many, your glories unfathomable. Let's look at the 5 faces of Shiva. Sadyojita, creation. Vamadeva, the beauty of preservation. Agora, destruction. Isana, the divinity within. Tatpurusha, the concealing grace. Creation, preservation, destruction. Revealing, concealing grace, which we'll see in the beautiful form of Nataraja. But let's first look at Shiva as Baba, as Father. Standing, both feet on the ground, strong, powerful, holding the Trishul, with his best friend Nandikeshvara by his side. Sometimes a Murti seen sitting, both feet on the ground, in a powerful posture, symbolically teaching us as Hindus, look, children, be grounded, be firm, be foundational, just like my son Mahaganapati. That's his very symbolism, be grounded, earthy, his very creation. In Hindi they often say, Aapka dharma kya hai? What is your dharma? Hindu dharma. We follow Hindu dharma, or the Hindu religion, to use English. We're not Christians, we're not Jews, we're not Muslims. We're not Shintos, Taoists, we're not Buddhists. We're not Jains, we're not Sikhs, we're Hindus. Of course, we look at the Buddhists, the Jains, and the Sikhs as our brothers that come from the Hindu Yoga Dharma. But the other religions are very, very different. Just as a farmer knows his plot of land and respects the other farmers, as an Atmana, we need to know where we are planted in this particular life. What path have we chosen? What tradition have we chosen? What is our dharma? If you say dharma koi nahi, that you have no foundation, you have no path, you have no tradition, you have no religion, many Hindus will think you're either mad or extremely naive at best. So MahaDev, the powerful Shiva, is teaching us, children, first choose. And we often look to the famous film, The Karate Kid 1, where Mr. Miyagi and his disciple, Daniel-san. This would be true across the board for any profound teacher in Hinduism, the guru, obviously. First choose. Know what you're doing. Be grounded in the Hindu yoga, dharma, which is a religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle. It's all of those things. We are Hindus. Be proud to be a Hindu. MahaDev Siva. And in the Saiva Hindu family, with this firm foundation, which MahaDev first shows us by his son Ganapati, then we must assume the youthful, loving, warrior attitude represented by his second son, Skanda, Murga Kartikeya Subramanyam, the heart chakra. This is without and it's within. Ganapati is the first chakra. As we move up into the heart, the the youthful, loving warrior at the heart, Skanda. Remember, this is Saivism. Vaishnavism would have a different but similar path. Ganesh, Krishna, Vishnu, Lakshmi, or Ganesh, Hanuman, Sitaram. But now with the foundation represented by Ganapati and the warrior spirit by Skanda, now we enter into the deity head, if you will, of MahaDev and Parvati. And note that it is within the Saiva Hindu Dharma that we see the two margas beautifully depicted. Basically, we have a choice in life, grihasta or sannyas. Do we choose married life, career, children, family? Or do we choose the renunciate life, sannyas? MahaDev Siva shows us that if we choose grihasta, be committed to your spouse. Be a good father to your children. So it's always Shiva and Parvati and the two boys. Of course, in the later Puranas, they talk about a daughter. But remember, Puranas are stories with some fact, some fiction. Symbolic stories, important, of course, but symbolic. So we always see classically Shiva and Parvati together with Ganapati. And then, not always, but often, especially in the south of India, with the second son, Muruga. And Shiva is sitting now with one foot up and one foot down. And just like his son, Mahaganapati, teaching us that now if you choose this worldly life, this material life, this family life, live a balanced life. Keep one foot in Prakriti. Take care of business in the world. Take care of your family. Take care of responsibilities. Be a good citizen. Be a good family man. But keep the other foot tucked up into the Atmana, into the spirit realm, if you will. For at this point, if we keep both feet in the world, taking care of business in the world, and neglect our inner life, this is what causes stress as we become too involved with identifying as a body, mind, emotions, with the family, with the affairs of the world. We all know that too much involvement causes ultimate stress. So MahaDev Siva, like his son Mahaganapati, is teaching us that keep one foot down, Prakriti, the other foot up into Purusha. Duvidyo vidokto dharmaha, pravritti nivritti lakshanas cha, jagatahastiti karanam. In a sense, the twofold understanding spoken of in the Vedas, of action and renunciation. Material, spiritual, Prakriti, Purusha. This is what gives not only world stability, but individual stability. And if we choose grihasta life, the family life, which most people do, and remember in samsara, as we go through the cycles of reincarnation, we will do both. So when we choose grihasta life, keeping one foot down, one foot up, There are times individually when we can bring both feet up, as Shiva does as Yogiraj, MahaDev, Adinatha, as the epitome of the yogi, because we all need to find time for our own internal life, going back again to 1 foot down and 1 foot up. And then as we live through our grihastha life, and hopefully age gracefully, from a brahmacharya to grihastha to vanapras, to eventually a period of sannyas towards the end of this physical existence, when we now have less responsibilities in the world, the children are grown, the career is perhaps over, we're financially set that we can have more time alone in contemplative life, keeping both feet up. But there may also come a time, which is the beautiful depiction of Shiva all by himself as Yogi Raj, the epitome of Raja Yoga, the epitome of Hatha Yoga. So appealing to many, but sadly taken totally out of context. For if we renounce the world before we have conquered the world, this is simply irresponsibility. This is why many of the cults, past and present, have totally failed people who, as naive young people, thought that renunciation was the goal, and they left all responsibilities. No, we have to fulfill the responsibilities until they gradually fade away, just like the ripening of the fruit. In the famous sloka, Trayambakam yajamahe sukhandim pushti vardhanam urva rukamiva bandhanam mrityo mukshi yamamratat. Like the cucumber falling from the vine, we naturally fall into sannyas. So Shiva too shows us that through the cycle of samsara or reincarnation, we may come out as a young person and hopefully having fulfilled the grihastha life in another lifetime. And it may take many lifetimes to do this. Think of all the drama that families go through. But ideally, if we live a sound, ethical, grihastha lifestyle, being a good student, brahmachari, good family person, grihast, then retired, where we give back, vanapras, then sannyas, our final renunciation. When we come back in the next lifetime, there's really no need to go through this again. And that's why many feel inclined from a young age to go right into sannyas. This becomes our swamis, who are the teachers, and the yogis who really maintain silence. They're away from society. So Shiva shows us now as the epitome of the Hatha Yogi, the Raja Yogi, with both feet up now in deep, deep contemplation. Hence Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, in this very powerful bhajan that goes to great length to deny everything on the outer, realizing that we are that soul of knowledge and bliss. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, we are that. And when one is in the depths of the absolute, of that pure experience, necessarily one keeps their mouth shut. Om Tat Sat. Hence, MahaDev Siva as Dakshina Murti, the silent sage, the Muni. Remember, Mauna Vakya Para Brahman. This is where many of us go so wrong. When we try and give lectures on Advaita non-duality, speak of the absolute, it's unspeakable. As Yogi Gorakanath said, Yato vacho niyavartante aprapyas manasa saha. This experience is just that. It's beyond the speech. It's even beyond the very mind that seeks to comprehend it. Hence the Atmana. It's not our mind. Many of our Vedanta gurus go so wrong in giving lengthy speeches on non-duality, of which we cannot speak. This is the pure experience, and it actually fools many naive students into thinking that this is the immediate goal, and then to speak about it. Hence the Maya rolls on. These experiences, this kaivalya, this liberation, this total moksha, which is totally misunderstood, is an experience of no thingness. Purushartha sunyam. Tari vartra matra nirbasa iva samadhi. Sunyam, the no thingness. Ironically, sadly, humorously, the very goal of the mystic, the very goal of the Saiva Hindu Guru Patanjali's Yoga Sutras is to be nothing, not to be something, not to be a Hatha Yoga teacher, not to be a yoga teacher, but to not be at this point. At this point, the true yogi, the true renunciate, seeks no fame, no name, no picture, no personality, no price tag. As a great saint from Sri Lanka, Yogaswami, who didn't write anything down, but things were written about what he said, at this level, attracting people to yourself is another self-deluding activity. This is the Ayur Nata, the dance of life, beautifully depicted by the dancing Shiva, Nataraja, the king of dance. And if we look at this beautiful image of Nataraja, we see the practicality of this dance of Prakriti and Purusha, both in a sense dependent upon each other. To have creation, we have the spiraling dance of creation, and to truly have a spiral, this evolutionary pattern, there must be a quiet center, represented by the lingam, to go out and to come back, the ellipsoid, the eye of the cosmos, the eye of the spiraling hurricane, the absolute no-thingness within the huge tubing breaking spiraling wave, the eye of the tornado, of the whirlpool, the cochlea inside the ear, Nagdevata, the spiraling energies dancing around the Absolute, Shiva, Nataraja. Dance, prance, send us into a trance, and pirouette on our worldliness, spinning it out of sight. Let us join hands and dance. Round and round we go. Love is the only thing we know. And remember, love at the heart chakra, anahata, means no hit. Pure experience of which we cannot speak, even think. For it is the Atmana, beyond the very mind, that seeks to comprehend it. Herein lies the puzzle, the problem. We must cultivate a tradition, a path, a way, in order to transcend the way itself. So we live this Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle of karma, bhakti, raja, jnana, basically ethics, devotion, meditation, contemplation, into enlightenment, the ongoing spiraling evolutionary experience. So Nataraja clearly shows us that we are in this dance of creation. The Dhamma rule, preservation, the hand in Abhya Mudra. Everything's okay. Varada, if we do the right thing. And the fire of destruction, creation, preservation, destruction. And the foot standing on the little being, which is all of us, our ego, our ahamkara. As we're learning and growing, the concealing grace. It's a grace because we're not yet ready for it, just as we don't give our children adult subjects. We let them grow gradually into them. Hence the upraised foot, the revealing grace. As we proceed, these inner understandings are revealed to us. And the secret sauce, Shiva points to the foot, devotion, bhakti, sandhya, puja. Be fully devoted to your chosen path, to your Ishta Devata. And dancing within the ring of fire. The Atmana is the inner fire. Agni Mile, praise the fire. The Satchit Ananda of the Atmana. And the fact that we're born on planet Earth, as far as we know, the only one where life is possible, because it is a fire planet. Just go to Hawaii and watch Matapele erupt. Fire at the core. And without Surya and Chandra and the fire planet, no existence as we know it. So within this beautiful nata, this dance of creation, we see the famous Panchakshara mantra, Na, Ma, Shi, Va, Ya, 5 sacred syllables. Nama Shivaya, Shivaya Nama. Na, the concealing grace, the foot on all of us. Ma, the chains in this sense, the malas of Lobha, Krodha, Kama, greed, anger, lust. Also Anava, Karma, and Maya, our primal ignorance, the law of cause and effect. She at the middle. Va, the upraised foot, revealing grace. Ya, you, as the Atmana. Na, Ma, Shi, Va, Ya. Chanted on the Rudraksha Mala, the tears of Shiva, the blue tears that the little ants join in creating the beautiful Rudraksha beads. Which, like MahaDev Siva, have many faces. Classically, we have the 5-faced Rudrakshas, and we have 6-faced Rudrakshas for his son, Skanda Muruga. So Saiva Hindus chant unceasingly Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, and join in this dance of life. And remember that it is always Nandi Devata who is constantly looking at Shiva, reminding us to keep our focus on the Atmana as we dance through life. And at the center of this dance, the absolute no-thingness, of which we cannot speak. It's an experience. But as soon as we even think about it, we're out in duality. This is 0. And remember, it was the Hindus who created the numeral 0, without which we would not have any technology. This is the binary system, 0 and 1. 0 to the manyness of creation. So this Shiva Lingam, this absolute, is within us all the time. It's before creation, it's within creation, it's when creation's over. And we all go into it every single night in deep sleep, the magic of no-thingness, which allows us to be something. So by itself, this absolute Shiva Lingam is the ellipsoid, just like elliptical orbits in the cosmos. And coming out of that no-thingness, we're in creation, which is male and female. Hence the absolute lingam, the 0, becomes embedded in the yoni, the male and the female, which is creation itself, the binary system of life. We are male and female. This is what is responsible for creation. Again, which MahaDev shows us by committing to one's spouse. committing to the logical reality of who we are, hence debunking the nonsensical, non-binary confusion that we see today. However, there is a non-binary if we go deep within. This is represented now by Ardhinarishvara, the half man, half woman. In other words, the non-binary that's intrinsic, not external, but intrinsic. As we understand the two hemispheres of our own human brain, the masculine and the feminine, the Pingala and the Idda, recognizing that whatever is our outer gender, which must logically be respected and stated, inwardly we all have masculine and feminine characteristics, personality traits. Hence in the Hindu science of pranayama, again, all this is epitomized by Shiva as Yogi Raj, the deity beseeched by all Hatha Yogis. Hatha Yoga is a deep, deep understanding within the Hindu Yoga Dharma, which has been sadly distorted into simply a crass exercise routine or a very vague so-called spirituality. And it's in pranayama, alternate nostril breathing, and we see our pujaris do this every time they do puja. We're harmonizing the left and the right brain, attempting to instill the positive masculine qualities of being analytical, logical, rational, thinking, logic, nyaya darshana, the logic of logic, critical thinking, judgment, wisdom, the ability to make wise decisions. However, avoiding the negative masculine qualities, the basement consciousness, if you will, the subconscious, of being hard and crude and mean and intolerant. And again, whether outwardly a man or a woman, seeking the positive female qualities of when to be soft, intuitive, gentle, creative nature. Avoiding the negative female characteristics of being cold, indifferent, erratic emotional highs, depression, anxiety. So we live a lifestyle such as the Hindu yoga lifestyle. It helps us to achieve this left and right brain balance. And it's at those times that the clouds lift, so to speak, and we perceive that which we are, which we always were, which is the Atmana, Tattvamasi, of Sat Chit Ananda, pure consciousness, pure existence, Sat, Chid, knowledge and pure energy, light energy, the feeling of light, and Ananda, the warmth and the human emotion of bliss or love. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. This Shiva consciousness can fill us with a sense of gentleness, peace. Shiva Shambho Hara Hara Shambho, Shiva Shambho Hara Hara Shambho. Or when necessary, when we get out of line, when we fail to follow the Dharma, when we fail to protect the Dharma, we see Shiva as Bhairavya, the fierce Shiva, reminding all Hindus to wake up. Stop letting others completely distort, invade, pervert the once sacred Hindu terms and concepts, especially when it comes to our sacred yoga. Remember, Hindus, that yoga is the very lifestyle of what it is to be a Hindu, as we seek to Yuj Atman Brahman Cha, to yoke to the Atmana and Brahman, which is not God. Don't hold on to the wrong things. There's no God, there's no Lord, there's no caste in Hindu Dharma. But there is true yoga, the very lifestyle of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, gyan yoga, hatha yoga, mantra yoga, japa yoga, nada yoga, nata yoga, kundalini yoga. Karma bhakti raja jnana, this is the way to nirvana, charya kadaya yoga jnanam. This is the same as we just told you, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. How many times do we have to tell thee all of yoga is sanatan dharma? This is Hinduism. Watch your karma kanda, upasana kanda, yana kanda, om. So let's be proud to be Hindus. Respect the other religions of the world, which also means knowing what to stay away from. They're not all the same. But be proud to be a Hindu. Get up in the morning, bathe, and worship. This is proper conduct, Yoga Swami. Light your diya. Light or uncover the diya within the diya. Put on your bindi. Chant your mala beads. Say to yourself, I've got a dot on my head and it's really, really red. It's a bindu because I'm a Hindu and I am proud to be a Hindu. What about you? And I do yoga because it is Hindu. Karma, bhakti, hatha is too. Rajjnana, it's all yoga. It's all Hindu. It's not boga or bogus. Stand up for the Dharma, just like Ganapati is. Stand up for the Dharma like Skanda the warrior is. Stand up for the Dharma like MahaDev Siva and Parvati. There's no room for cowards in the Hindu yoga Dharma. No Hinnos, no Hindus in name only. The great Saint Tirumalar, in his Tirumantram, his Trishtis of total love and devotion to MahaDev Siva, enjoined all of us to break thy stony heart. And there he is. Ancient is he, constant is he, pure gem is he, interminable is he. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya Namah. Om Agura Epyo, Tagura Epyo, Gora Gora Trepya, Sarva Epyo, Sarva Sharva Epyo, Namaste Astu Rudra Vepya, Om Tapurashaya Vidmehe, Mahadevaya Dhimehe, Tanno Rudra Prachurya Ishana Sarva Vidyanam, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, Brahma Dipate, Brahmano Dipate, Brahma, Sivo Me Astu Sara Shivom Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Nama Om Nama Parvati Patiye, Hara 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 Mahadev Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.